Hello, lovely people. I'm Shaq, and welcome. I'm out here with the wildflowers and Moana, and well, Radar wanted to soak up some sun, so we're gonna head inside and see what we can do in the studio apartment for furniture, and I'll see you inside in a minute. We're here at the studio apartment. At a bit of an odd angle because this is like my tripod at its absolute highest extension, so that I didn't have to pull something over here to set it on. I wanted to show that I had added a coat rack back there and that we have some unicorns that have joined the decor of the room. That one back there with the butterfly, and there's one with a donut to the entrance to the kitchen. So I experimented with putting a cabinet in front of this, and I didn't like it. I thought I would, but I don't. Not as a full-time presence there. So, kind of keep the couch at a, like it's sitting in front of the doorway there. And let's hang those back up. So I want a cabinet on this wall for like entertainment, something that would hold, say, a boom box, or if you wanted to set up your computer on top of it to watch a movie, something like that. And I'm thinking I want to reuse a piece of furniture I made before. Excuse me. So let's go over and look at that. You may remember this cabinet from the bathroom. I have cut off this shelving unit here to be what we reuse. But I've noticed that when I set it up in there, it leans away from the wall really badly, with the proper side facing out into the room, instead of the unfinished side. But when I flip it around, it goes up against the wall nicer. So I need to finish off this side with some paper strips. So I'll just glue this over the edges so that it can be finished. And then we're going to give it a paint job after we clean it, I think. But yeah, I'll get set up and do that. Okay, I've cut some pieces of packing paper, actually. And we'll just glue those in place. Probably have to do some extra cutting. Slopping glue around. So I don't know what I want to do with the bathroom space. I had planned to, like switch it up to laundry, combination laundry, shower, bathroom. But I'm just not really liking it as a space in the dollhouse for, just don't use it enough, I guess. I'm not much into taking photographs of the dolls in the bathroom too much. And I think that would be a better setup to be in a temporary box, which I totally have a room already made in a gift box, and could use that for the bathroom, laundry room, like I was doing before. I think I had the laundry room set up in the box originally. So anyway, I kind of want to change the use of that room, which will mean redecorating. So we've got that to look forward to. And I'm debating about what to use it for, because what I'd like is like a greenhouse, conservatory, maybe, what do you call it, a sunroom, I think is what a lot of people here in Washington call it. But you know, someplace with a lot of plants, but I'm not, I'm not sure about making the plants, and I'm not sure about buying plants, so I gotta work that part out. And then what kind of, you know, how do I make, what kind of style of furniture or whatever is gonna go into it. So if you have any suggestions, I welcome those. Please put those down in the comments. I could totally use some creative ideas right now. And I'm not sure that I'm going to do a whole lot more in the studio apartment after this, because I feel like mostly what it needs is like a boom box and you know, some books or something, and some gnomes on the shelf. I don't gotta have a gnome in every room, right? Yeah, beyond that, I'm not sure what else to put on this shelf. If you have any suggestions, we're keeping it kind of like a student dorm kind of situation, but could totally go to more New York City flat. What would you have in your studio? And I've seen some people really fit a lot into a very, very small space because the rent is rather high in New York. So, and actually I'm just going on what people say. They say it's high in New York. I don't know. You live in New York, tell me, what does high rent actually translate to? I can say with confidence, I do not have high rent. It's not even high for our area. I mean, it's very low rent. It's low for every single conceivable application. And I've only lived in an apartment once in Port Townsend, and it wasn't a studio, and it was a family of 6 living in a 2-bedroom. Yeah, it was supposed to be temporary. We lived there about a year, which I guess is kind of temporary. But that's very, very limited experience with apartments, flats, that sort of thing. And it would help if I knew what all, you know, I wanted to say, you know, Tony was interested in this or that, but I don't even have a good idea of the interests, you know? She clearly likes unicorns. So that's about all I've got on it. We've decided we like pink and green and unicorns. because I want to paint this pink, I am going to first paint a white coat so that the blue doesn't show through and give us a lavender, because I'm pretty sure that's what it would do. Also, it'll help with this evening out between the brown paper and the blue paint, I guess. It'll just make it a little better, more even. And it always takes longer to do this than I want it to. It got loud in here last night, so I went ahead and did the pink without recording it because of the level of noise in the background. So anyway, as you can see, all done. I mixed the pink paint, had to mix up new pink paint because the pink paint I mixed before had dried out. So I reuse containers, and they have not a threaded lid, but this kind that has the little notches that go into the threads of the jar, and it doesn't seal well enough, and so my paint dried out. So I'm going to try, what I did was I put a bit of cling wrap on here and then put the lid on the paint that I just mixed up over here. So let me know if you've tried this and whether or not it worked, and any other suggestions for keeping your acrylic paint from drying out, because I do like mixing up more than what I'm going to use and having it around for other projects. So and I don't want to buy paint pots that have screw-on lids, so I need another way to store it. And next we're going to go and look at this in place. Well, here it is in place. I'm obviously going to need to come up with some stuff to put on the shelf. But I like the pop of pink there, and the way that it draws the whole room together. I am definitely leaning towards recovering this, but like I said before, it'll stay in the pink group color-wise. The other thing, I'm going to move her down here. Maybe she'll stay. This is a jewelry box, and I would like to change how it opens to where it can become a bed, which would need, sorry about that, this to open the other direction. So unhinge it here from this side and hinge it on the front edge so that you could just pull it out from underneath and bring it forward to create a bed, which it's not going to be a huge bed, but I think it'll work. It'll be kind of fun. I might put a section inside that comes out and extends it a little bit further, but that's on the to-do list of things to think about how I'm going to do that. I don't think I'm going to do that next week. I think we're going to try and come over to the closet, which, yeah, I stashed some stuff, and start doing things in the closet possibly. At least that's what I'm thinking right now, but we'll see how the week goes, because I've got a lot to do clay figure wise. You see up there on the shelf there's a hedgehog. Let's see, there, now you can see him a little better. I have hedgehogs to make, and birds, 3 different kinds of birds, and some other stuff for Mudwood. So that it depends on how quickly I get that done as to how much time I have to spend on the next project. If I figure out what I'm doing with this before I figure out how I'm doing hanging areas and shelves, then we'll do the bed next. But I guess you'll just have to tune in on Friday and see what I figured out. I hope you have a delightful day and a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.